Like, I'm curious where you've made or where you feel you've made the biggest strides in your game and in your play since last season.
I think I made my biggest gains probably, I think, pass rushing because I'm starting to use my hands a bit more. Because I remember last year, most of the time I would just bull rush, but now I'm actually trying to use my. I feel like I need to get a little bit better at that, but I've gotten a lot better since last year.
And in your, I don't know if you've had one-on-one matchups with Myron Cunningham. We just talked to him. I mean, what stands out about Myron in his game? What makes him unique?
Myron is great with his hands. You have to make sure that you get correct hand placement with him because if not, he'll just grab onto you. And he's a big boy. There's no way of getting off of that. So I think the best thing he has is his hands, and he's pretty good with them.
Nate? You're muted, Nate.
Yeah, there we go. It finally went off. Just kept unmuting. Zach, as far as the spring game, just what do you look for individually and as a team to get out of it Saturday?
Really, individually, I want to make a statement of how much better I got from last year. I want to show people that I've actually gained weight and I'm starting to get better with my technique. And collectively, I just want to show people that we've actually been working over these past few weeks. And the thing they saw last year was great, but that it has no comparison to what they're going to see this upcoming season.
You mentioned your weight. What did you weigh before and what do you weigh now?
Before, I was around probably 240. Right now, I'm 264, but I'm trying to gain a good, probably about 10 more pounds by the season. I think I can do that.
How have you handled it as far as your quickness and everything?
I don't even feel a difference. I still feel like I'm 200 pounds from when I first got here.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Hutch?
Zach, you talked about working on your technique and using your hands more and stuff like that. Is that something you've learning from Coach Ashley, or where is that coming from?
Yes, sir. Mainly Coach Ashley. He's a lot different than our last coach. He's a lot fiery. He's a lot more young. You can relate to him. He just teaches you different setups and different moves that you can do, and just shows you how to actually place your hands when you're striking full speed and stuff like that. So a lot of the stuff I've learned from Coach Ashley.
Is that something you feel like y'all as a group have gotten better at? Because I know getting more of a pass rush was kind of a point of emphasis this spring.
Yes, sir. I feel like, yeah, we've all got better with our hands because last year we did do, sort of hand drills with O-linemen and trying to figure out like where to place them. But this time we're emphasizing, like every time in the meetings, he's like hand this, hand that, hand placement. He's focused about hands.
Dudley?
Obviously, y'all didn't have the spring practice last year. How did that hold you back maybe from going into the season, maybe where you wanted to be? And how do you think you've been able to develop in these, 14, 15 practices?
Last year, it did hold us back with technique because, we've been months and months without like proper technique and doing it, learning it. We've always set back with our technique, like how to read stuff using our hands, and I feel like since we didn't have that, we probably weren't as good with it last year, but we still great. But this year with the 14, 15 practices, we've just been emphasizing technique and everything else. And I feel like we've just made strides on that. So I'm pretty proud of that.
Tom?
Yeah, Zach, I was going to ask you if you felt the value of these spring practices as compared to where you were at this point last year when you guys hadn't even started yet,
Yes, very, very valuable. Every day is just, we need to work as hard as we can because, I just feel it's getting better and better because you can't go all these months without football and then expect to be great after 1 month of fall camp. You have to have, hard work in between. And I feel like we've been taking these practices and we've been actually using them to our advantage. So, yes, sir.
Yeah, and we've seen that like Dorian was up with the one some last week. You're up with them. Jashad got some time on the other side. Just what have your thoughts have been about how playing time, y'all are fighting for the playing time and who's getting better?
Yes, that's what we're doing different this year. Coach actually likes to rotate us every around like 2 practices. So he's been seeing everybody and how they deal with the first team. And, you know, it is kind of a healthy competition because, you know, your spot is never secured. So I think with him doing that, people are actually pushing themselves more because, you know, everybody wants to start, everybody wants to play. So we've been actually doing better. And, you know, I think that's a good benefit.
Looks like you guys went back to the 3-man front today. Y'all feel like you got a good balance in making sure you were ready for 4-man when you needed it too?
Yes, sir. You know, it does get a little tricky going from 3-man to 4-man on the split of a dime, but we're starting to master that because, you know, we have a lot of different plays that tie in on different looks. And if it's the same look, it might not be different, like if it's a 3 or a 4 down. So it's a lot of stuff that you have to memorize and you just have to, you know, click and just flip the switch. Just not a 3 down anymore, it's a 4 down. So I feel like we've been a lot better transitioning.
Thanks, Zach.
Trey.
Zach, just curious about Jashad Stewart, Eric Thomas, a couple of younger guys, how they've been coming along. And I've seen Jashad; he's gotten a little bit of reps with the first team. So,
Yeah, I can admit those two, they have great motors. They don't care if they're the youngest or the oldest. They own the field. That's all I can say about them. They're not scared about competition, and they are starting to get better with their techniques. They're actually getting better going against, you know, the first team and stuff like that. So I'm very proud of them and how much they've grown in just a year.
just curious, inside of you guys at defensive tackle, anybody starting to kind of push there? Maybe some younger guys also.
Yes, sir. Torian Carter, he's not really a younger guy, but you know, he's been really you know, holding his weight because, you know, Isaiah, he got hurt. And Torian, he's just been dominating people. I'm really proud of him. Jalen, I'm proud of him too. He's hurt, so he's not really, you know, doing that much practicing, but he was really you know, owning his gaps and stuff like that. Andy, he's getting better. So really I'm proud of all of them. They're all getting better day by day, and I can see it.
Thanks, Zach.
All right, last call for questions for Zach.
Yeah, Zach, I had a question. Just not saying that you weren't a confident guy last season, but where is your confidence level right now as you head into the summer and the fall?
Oh, I'm a lot more confident. You know, I was always, you know, the underweight one, but I'm finally starting to pick up my weight and get stronger, and I could actually, you know, throw people around if I needed to. And also with my technique, coming from high school, I didn't really have that much technique because I just used my God-given ability. But now all the different coaches I've had, I've picked up something from them, each one by one. And I feel like I'm just stacking it together and coming up with my own technique of myself. And I just feel more comfortable with that. And, you know, you can always get better, but I feel like I am getting better with it.
And I had one more too, Zach. How important is it for you guys to have a more determined a pass rush that gets home to the quarterback more often?
Yeah, it's really picked up because, you know, last year we were just mainly kind of in 3 downs, but we're starting to learn that you can actually get to the quarterback in 3 downs. We just tried different pass rush techniques. We've been trying the same things with the 3 down that we did in the 4, and that didn't really work. But Coach Ashley's really showed us the difference in the stuff we can do in the 3 down. So I feel like we're going to get a whole lot better rushing in the 3 down this year.
All right, that'll wrap us up with Zach. Thanks, Zach.
Thank you.